I'm John,
And I'm Jamie.
and we are.
Tender Love.
We have started a new vlog about relationships and the ups and the downs in it, and in that, we're going to be detailing our relationship on how we met, the things that we went through, and the daily things that we go through, and our future aspirations.
So, we will definitely walk you through um, just the real fun, candid ways that we met and just give you the, not details, but definitely we are going to share what we went through when we first met and how we came up with the name Tender Love.
So, uh, our first thing I wanted to say was, before I met my wife Jamie, I had was on the social media sites, the dating sites, and because it was hard for me to meet women, and so I put myself out there, and needless to say, I wasn't garnering a lot of positive results, um, and so I had went on a few of them, and I was going on this particular site called Tinder at the time to delete my account. And before I deleted my account, something told me, "Hey, just go scroll through one more time. Just see what's on there." And when I did, the first person that popped up was her, and I was like, "Oh, she fine." And I read her profile, and I liked what she had to say, and so I sent her a message.
And on that same day, my coworkers, they were like, Jamie, why don't you have a man? So one of my coworkers took my phone and actually set up my profile. I did the verbiage as far as like the little summary, but put me on Tinder. And so I'm like, why not? So I'm just swiping all day, just going through each profile. I didn't like them. I swiped for about, I say 7 hours literally. Um, just blew over the whole workday basically. And then finally, I came across my husband, well, John at the time. I came across him and I saw his profile. I was like, whoa, okay. And I swiped, and then all of a sudden, I got all these like stars and hearts, and it was like, oh, you're a match. So I proceeded to send him a message. Well, actually, he had sent me a message, so then I went ahead and I was responding to his message.
So I get the message back, and I forgot exactly what she said. So I sent one back to her. She might have asked me about a little bit about me more, and so I shared with her. And I was not really the biggest texter in the world, so I told her that, hey, you know what, a few texts on this dating site, I was like, I'm, I'd rather talk to you. If you want to call me, here goes my number. And so she did. The next day, I told her, I had a side landscaping business outside of my regular job. Told her I'd be getting off a certain time, and so she called, and we talked for about probably 2 hours. Talked to her the whole ride home. She was working where she worked, and where she stayed was kind of far, a lot of traffic. So we talked about a lot of stuff, and including, how my grandparents were together for over 60 years, that my parents had been together for over 40 years, had another uncle had been with my auntie for over 40 years. It was just, I seen what a marriage could be, and I seen that, when a man gets with a woman, that, he does certain things. And I shared those things with her, as far as the work ethic that I had, and, how I saw my grandfather and my my dad and my grandfather go to work every day to provide for the family. And so, needless to say, the conversation went well.
It did. It really did. And I felt like he was old school. And I really appreciate that. I could tell he had that little old school thing going on. And I'm like, okay. He don't like texting. He want to talk on the phone. He's seen nothing but healthy relationships and sustainable relationships. And I have been praying and asking God to just put marriage, the desire to be married, on my heart at this time. And I wasn't really seeking my husband. I was just looking for the right mate, and possibly, if that could happen, then great. But yeah, the conversation was amazing, and we had so much in common, value wise. We just had a lot in common, and so I was super excited about seeing the possibilities of what could happen or what could become out of this friendship.
So we made a date to meet each other, and so after probably about 4 or 5 days of talking, we decided to meet on a Sunday, kind of at a neutral place. I suggested that we go bowling, and so she said, "I know where bowling alley is at." So got the directions. I showed up, and so I pull up, and it's early in the morning. Bowling alley just opened, so there's no cars in the parking lot. I don't see her car. I think she told me what type of car she had. Pretty sure. I don't see her car. I'm like, oh man, this chick done shot me a ghost. And so I look over and I see somebody standing behind. She's gonna say it's not a wall. It was some type of pole or something. I seen her standing in the cut, and I'm like, why is she standing over there? So I get out the truck, and she starts walking closer. And as soon as I see her, I'm like, whoa, this chick is bad, And then we just kissed. I mean, like junior high people, like kissing is the thing to do. Like we just literally kissed. I mean, right there. I've never done that before in my life, where I only met somebody for a couple days and I kissed them, and it was all good in my eyes, right there.
So we went into the bowling alley and we played a couple of games, but as he mentioned, we were kissing, and it was really like intense. And you don't really see African American people just out there kissing and having that public affection. But we were on point. Like it was good. It was nice, and I just had an automatic connection with him. And so, we decided we were just done bowling, and he went back to get his money for the games that we didn't play. And he comes back and he's like, the lady wouldn't give me my money back. And I was like, what you mean she didn't give you your money? And so he was like, yeah, she said that she couldn't refund my money. So I automatically shot over there and read her little rights real quick, and she gave him back his money. So yeah, that was our little story.
So we're in the bowling alley, like she said, and we had bowled some games, and we just started kissing again. I mean, we was like just kissing each other. I was like, whoa. So it's kind of crazy. So I had a job to do. I told this guy I was gonna hook up his radio and alarm and whatever. And so I said, hey, I gotta go. And I said, but I'll call you later. So later happened, and I sent her some pictures of what I was doing. I don't know why I did that, but I did. And then I called her from the guy's truck to test out his thing, and she thought that was so whatever. I didn't know that I gained any brownie points at the time.
He did, because I know he's on this dating app, and I know he's out, trying to seek a woman, his next relationship or whatever. So I'm like, maybe he went to go see another chick, but no, but it really proved to me that he was a man about his word and his integrity. And then also, I could tell that he also was about his business, because like I said before, I met him when I called him. He was just coming from his second job, which is his business venture, aside from his regular job. Now he's working on a Sunday. So that spoke volumes to me, especially because, I'm serious about my work ethic as well. So, and for him to do that, that was really nice.
So um, the next that week, I had I was working not close to where she was working at, but I got off work early and I asked her, hey, are you hungry? And she was like, yeah. I said, well, I'm gonna stop and get you a salad. No, I said, what do you want? She said, oh, just give me a salad. So I stopped by the Subway, got her a salad, and next to the Subway was a 99-cent store. So I go in the 99-cent store and I buy the old school ring pops, and I was like, I'm gonna just see how she reacts about these ring pops. And so I get up to her job, she comes out, and I give her the salad, and she looks in the bag and she says, "Oh my God, why did you get these?" I said, "It's a symbolic gesture." And again, at the job, we walked around and was kissing, and it was just like, we was in puppy love here, high school relationship where kissing was the thing to do. And so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. So when I came inside the job and I showed my coworkers who had put me on the Tinder app, I was like, "Oh my God, you guys look!" And I showed them the ring pops, and they were like, "Ooh, that's a sub." They were like, "Oh, we hear wedding bells in the near future." I was like, "Oh my God, already God works quick." So yeah, I thought that was really really cool.
So after that um, day, my cousin was having a party, and sorry, my cousin was having a party. So I asked her, "Hey, you wanna come to this party?" And she was like, "Yeah," And so she comes, and I stayed, in a particular part of town where it really wasn't safe for her to be parking on outside on the street. So I told her, "Hey, just pull down to the garage area, when you get here, and I'll let you in the gate." So she did. She gets out the car, and just happened one of my neighbors was getting out his car with his woman, and so she gets out, legs everywhere, thick thighs save lives. They was saving my life right there. But she get out the car, and Leroy is his name for real. Leroy said he give me the bro. You got you one, right? You get you one of them looks. And I was like, I know. She was looking fly with the ponytail. She was looking like the fly girl LL was talking about in his song. But so we get to my cousin's house. We're supposed to go to the party, and for some reason, we just decide not to go. I don't know. I don't know. And so get back in my truck, and she's just like, "Let's go home." I was like, "Let's go home? Wait a minute, we don't stay together." She's like, "Let's go home." So we stopped to get something to eat, and went back to my apartment. I was like, that was pretty fun.
Like I said, it was so natural. It was just so natural, and from day one. And I had never been to his apartment at that point, or yeah, just to go park the car. Right, that was it. Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, let's go home. It just felt crazy. He was home for me. I don't know. It was just like it was just sealed, and I was ready just for whatever.
So after that day, I think she stayed. I mean, she stayed the night, and then the next day she went back home. And so that week, she said something about her car was running, whatever. So I went to her job that day, and I think I changed the air filter or something for her. And so I told her, I said, "Hey, look," and this is probably about maybe 2 weeks into the relationship, maybe somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Look, I ain't trying to be with nobody else." I said, "I'm not trying to just jump around and be with other people or whatever." I said, "So I'm trying to be with you." And she was like, "I'm trying to be with you." And I told her, "Well, we go together then." No, but it was, I just thought that, so many times in relationships, people don't define stuff and they leave the door open. And I was like, I was trying to let her know, hey, I'm not trying to leave no doors open. I'm trying to show you that this is what I want to pursue. I want us to pursue something with not having any other people on the side, and that was a defining moment in our relationship.
Yeah, it really was. Walked into that time I skipped into the office. I was like, okay, yes, it's a wrap. Like we're together. They're like, whoa, Tinder ain't never done this for me. Like, are you kidding me? So yeah, so my coworkers were excited for me, and I was excited for me, and I was just ready to see what was happening next because he was just like full of surprises, and it was something that I hadn't seen in so long. Somebody who is super attentive and then also just super creative. He was really courting me, and your girl was happy.
So that was a Tuesday. So I tell her that you know I that I cook or whatever, and she was like, well, "What do you make good or whatever?" I said, "I make good tacos." She was like, I don't know." So Thursday came, and she was like, "I'm coming over there, and I want some tacos." I was like, "All right." And so I made her some turkey tacos, but the way I make them, I was like, "You gonna want more than what you normally eat?" She's like, "Nah, just." I said, "So how many tacos you want?" And she was like, "2." And I was like, I already had made more. I put 2 on her plate. Before I got back to the kitchen, made my tacos. Oh, at the time I didn't have a dining room table, so we had to eat right there on the couch. Sorry, I wasn't rich or nothing like that. Just didn't have a dining room table. And before I could get back to the couch,
I was eating my fingers.
This lady was eating her fingers. She was asking me, "Do you have some more tacos?"
No shame in my game. We go together. Get used to it. I was like, oh, not Taco Tuesday. We gonna do Taco Thursday.
And that's what that's what it turned out to be for a long time. On Thursday, she would come over and we had Taco Thursday. So that was the start of our relationship. We just started, discussing more things. Started really getting into a lot of who we were and what we had gone through in our past, and what we were looking for. And like I said, I told her, I seen marriage. I didn't get to see a lot of the emotional side. I had the work ethic part down pat. I had the providing for the family part down pat. And as we go further in our vlog, you're gonna see how I struggle, on some other aspects of my life as far as relationships, and she's gonna share some stuff.
Yeah, so I just never had seen any real positive relationships in my family, and as a matter of fact, people would always, the women, they said the woman was cursed in my family because we didn't have a lot of marriages. So mine was completely opposite. So the way I grew up was 1,000% different than the way he grew up. But so there was going to be a lot of things that we had to learn from each other. But I was open and ready. I didn't know exactly how to be a wife. I didn't know if we were ever going to get married, but I knew that that was something that would be in the works because he wasn't the type of guy who was going to be my boyfriend for a long time. So I knew that I needed to figure some things out. But I was just ready and willing, pretty much.
So, until our next episode, you have to stay tuned and find out how we progressed along and what exactly happened. It got real interesting. Trust me, you're gonna want to hear this. It got really, really interesting.
Really interesting.
So, until next time.